Right, Proctor. Is there a sense of pride that you didn't fall away after half time? Because going into the long break, obviously that second quarter was quite a tough one for you guys. It could have continued on in that frame into the third quarter, but you showed some fight in that third quarter, and whilst on the scoreboard didn't show up the final quarter, it still wasn't a complete disaster going into the last term. Like I said, is there any sense of pride that they didn't drop their heads?
Well, I'm glad if the perception is that, then that's a positive thing, because I think our supporters and staff and volunteers, everyone have a right to see a game that's fought out and contested and just effort from a team, and that wasn't the case in the second quarter. So if that is the case, then that's a box ticked.
Did you feel that? Did you feel there was a bit more of out there?
There's a shift in intensity, but probably just lack of reward for effort.
Yeah. What changed? Obviously, it looked like as that first quarter was going, we were getting better as the quarter went on.
Yeah.
By the time the quarter time sirens there, that started well. That was sort of when we got back into the game.
Yeah.
Going into that second quarter.
Yeah, well, I guess momentum is a huge element of the game of footy, and we've really struggled to deal with opposition's momentum, and it's something we need to really deal with and understand. And I guess with a young group, that's always a challenging part of the game. And then their good players obviously got a hold of us, and Rella Mansell's taken some really good marks, and you can't help really good football. That's credit to him and Launceston. I thought they played a really good brand of footy and taught us a lesson. However, we've just got to learn to really stand up as some leaders and communicate better, and just really get our structures right around the footy, because evidently they scored a lot from stoppages.
Yeah, was that the disappointing aspect here? Because they obviously were able to get it completely out of those stoppage situations. Yeah.
Well, I think the numbers with the stoppages were huge where they scored from, so it's clearly a weakness of ours, and you don't have to be Einstein to see that. It's something we have to rectify and really go to work on.
What other positives you do take?
James Dowling was really stood up after half time. He went into the midfield and played a really terrific second half, and I thought Morrison stood up as well in the ruck, and some young boys showed some fight.
Derby next week. Obviously, you tasted victory in Derby already this year.
Yeah.
You draw on that. Obviously, it's always a big lead to
Yeah.
game against the coastal rivals.
We'll have to lick our wounds here first. It was really disappointing today. There was some fight, but it just comes and goes, and it has to be sustained. And that's the challenge we have as a coaching group, to enable that fight and effort for 4 quarters, for 120 minutes. So we have to really get that right against Devonport, because we'll be right up against it. There's no doubt that they're finding a little bit of momentum. I'm not sure how the results went today with their game, but we've got a massive challenge on our hand next week, and a huge fight.
Obviously, it is a challenge to harness that, but whilst you're saying the peaks and troughs in the game, there's still positives there in the peaks that you can see.
Yeah, I mean, there's elements when we're, obviously capable, but few and far between at the moment. And obviously Launceston are a very good team when they've got the footy in hand. They play an elite brand of footy at the moment, so we've got to learn to deal with that, and hopefully against Devonport we can sustain.
Any injuries out of that?
I think our only worry will be John Morrison in the tribunal, so that's it.
Are you worried about that now?
I didn't see it, so I guess we'll have to just wait and see.
Did a lot of the textbook things correctly out there?
Yeah, no, certainly the second and the fourth quarter, the boys did a fantastic job and couldn't be more happy with the way they did it. They moved the ball well, and obviously that we had the win both quarters, and sometimes when you've got the wind, it's quite easy just to go long and deep and not actually lower the eyes and pick some easy options, and the boys did that really well and executed their skills in windy conditions at times.
Rather Kelly Mansell, he was superb out there. It must just be so much fun for you to play and coach someone with obviously so much talent.
Yeah, no, Ruther's been super, and the way he engages in our team and our group, he's been fantastic. He's a very talented forward, and to finish with 7 goals, 7 is an exceptional result for him, and he puts in the hard work. So I expect more of those sort of results to come again, later in the year as well.
He's been in great touch most of the year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been fantastic. He'd been in our top 5 easy. So.
What did you do right out there? Obviously, you did a lot right when you look at the scoreboard, but what was the key areas that you sort of walk away from really pleased with what you executed out there?
Yeah, I think the positive thing was there was 22 blokes out there that they really understood how Burnie were going to play. And they, under pressure, they still executed the way we wanted to work through the way, obviously the opposition were trying to nullify certain things, and they executed that under pressure. At times, sides can know how opposition want to play, but then when the pressure's on, you start to struggle to get that going the right way. And I thought, every player out there on the park today performed in a way that they understood what they were up against, and then they just had that calmness about the way they moved the ball by foot and just waited for options to open up and took the easy option with that.
Your biggest win of the year, is that the best you've played?
No, I probably think we played better against Glenorchy 3 or 4 weeks back. I wasn't overly impressed with the third quarter. I thought the third quarter was quite disappointing, and I'll let the boys know about that.
Yep.
But the other 3 quarters I thought were really good.
Let down from your guys, just sort of coming a bit flat after half time after such a dominant second quarter, was it? Did you put down to that, or was it Burnie coming out and just showing a bit more fight after?
Yeah, I think obviously Burnie would have come out after half time fired up, so there's certainly that's certainly part of it. But at the end of the day, we've got a group that's not used to being up by 60 points at half time. So when you're developing sides, it's really important for those guys on our side to experience that. And when you experience it for the first time, you're actually going to go back to old tendencies. You start thinking about me a little bit more, and it took us 30 minutes to reset and then go on again the fourth quarter. Over the next 6 weeks, I expect that 30 minutes to be cut down to 25, 24 when we have those issues, if we're up by that point. And then moving forward next year, I really hope that we can address them and fix them, 10 minutes into the quarter and get back on track again rather than wasting a whole quarter.
Using that logic, were you more happy and impressed with the final quarter or the second quarter?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I think from a playing point of view, we just we wanted to kick goals, we wanted to get touches, we wanted to be a bit more individual, and then to see their effort in the fourth quarter after they. I'm all about recognising and accepting certain things and recognise it. It's not about yelling and screaming at them. It's just accept it was a poor quarter, and they owed it to themselves to go out there and play the way they wanted to with our internal expectations for the fourth quarter, and they did that.
There are some other names. You obviously mentioned R11, but obviously very tough to pick players out there because, as you said, you have so many contributors.
I think we had 4 mids over 30 touches, so I think that's a fantastic result. The stats from our end, from a clearance point of view, was about 52-21. That was obviously the second quarter was exceptional. I think we had 19 to probably 1 or 2 in the second quarter. So I thought the guys through there went really well. I thought Sonny played a little bit higher up the ground and got a bit more link ball through the middle of the ground. And he's a really good, classy player by foot. We know he can kick goals. We actually, he's probably in our top 3, skillful by foot. So to see him up the ground a little bit more, hitting some guys on the lead is fantastic as well. And we had, big Simon Vandervelde. He's 18 years of age and really raw at football. And to get the big guys every single week and do a fantastic job, I can't praise him any higher.
You mentioned the clearances, obviously. You got the experience advantage in there, but it wasn't just the fact you won, it was how clean they were and how clinical you were in getting out of that situation. That aspect of winning that stat, that must please you so much. Yeah,
it pleases me because we didn't play our genuine midfield side, which allowed us to play a very potent forward line. So it was good to be able to release the shackles on some other guys that do normally spend time in there, and we've actually developed now a midfield group that most sides probably wouldn't expect. So obviously Jay's in there, so Jay's generally a midfielder, but now we've got 2 or 3 guys going through there that I reckon most sides probably wouldn't respect as midfield players at this stage, and they will today, and they'll watch the vision, and obviously moving forward those guys will get more attention. So, but it allows us to play a more balanced position. You have Sam Rundle playing forward at times, you've got myself playing forward, Ruller, Sonny, it frees up other guys to cause trouble in other parts of the ground.
Yep. And to come up here to West Park, I'm not sure, don't know whether Launceston will have 2 wins up here in recent times. So I know to get a win, obviously get a good win as well. That's a good one for the club. Yeah, fantastic.
Both sides did really well today with the D-League. We've got some good players in that group coming through. The positive thing for us as well, we probably had 6 changes this week with school footy, so they're in their finals, and St Pat's and Scotch are big, 2 schools that feed our senior guys. We had 3 players that would have played this week that played school footy. So to know that we sort of had 3 or 4 turnover, and we replaced them this week with myself, Rundle, Jake Hines were our ins, is a really healthy position for the football club.
Any injuries?
Not at this stage. So obviously we play a short week, so we play Friday night this week, and we've got to, this week will be certainly all about recovery and making sure we get them right to fire on Friday night.
That's North Launceston?
Yeah.
And that's on
Yes, that's been our biggest loss for the year.
It's key to rectify that.
Yeah, certainly, but the same message, we're not going to put too much pressure on our guys. We go out there and we do the expectations from an internal point of view, and if we do that really well for 4 quarters, we'll be tough to beat. If we do it for 1 quarter, we'll get beaten. And that's the reality, and again, talking to our players and making sure they understand that and they'll accept it, and then once you've accepted it, then you can actually move forward and start to address certain issues. So, yeah. Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Dave.